Yeah, definitely. So let's go into the results of a prediction that's already been created and walk through from start to finish how this process works. Because as you mentioned, the first step is to create the features that then train your model. And that's going to include selecting the best model and algorithm for this particular prediction. And then obviously you need to use the result of that prediction, which is our per user conversion rates. And we want to then export those and maybe use those in a marketing campaign. Yep. So let's talk about both. And so the first place that I'll go is within pipeline discovery. Because as you mentioned, one of the key automations that Cortex provides is the creation of features. And this happens for every single pipeline that's created. So you can see here, we're creating features off the active days for each user, as well as for every single event that's being tracked. And it's not just that a user performed an action, it's how many times did that action happen over the last week, over the last 14 days, over the last 30 days. So each single event is going to create multiple different features. And what you're going to see in the pipeline discovery is a relative importance and impact for each of these features on this specific prediction. So a reminder, we're trying to predict churn. And what features are giving us is for each of these features in our data set, which has the highest predictive value in terms of predicting churn. Right. And so as we can see here, a user registering for the service is extremely important in this prediction, but a user simply performing a search within the site, not too predictive. And so if we wanted to say impact churn in the greatest way possible, that's where you would look at impact. Getting a user to register more is going to increase their likelihood for this prediction, whereas getting them to search relatively is not going to increase their likelihood that much. So this helps you understand how the data that you're sending into Cortex is first off being turned into features, and second off, which of those features are most important to this model. And to talk about the model, we can go into model selection. You can see that there's a few different models that we're going to test. So for logical regression, which was, for this case, the winning model, you can see that we tested 12 different models. And really what that means is that every time you test a machine learning model, there's different settings that you can have, what we call hyperparameters to that model, that you can set before the training even happens. So we're going to do that automatically for you. We tested 12 different sets of hyperparameters for the logistical regression, specifically to find the one that has the highest predictive value.